Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review A Journal for Jordan. And this is from director Denzel Washington and screenwriter Virgil Williams, and is about the love story between a soldier and a woman. And as it plays out, you get to see how their love story brings about a child, and the child being left a journal from his father, and trying to avoid outwardly saying exactly what happens in this movie. But Denzel Washington, for some reason, there isn't a whole lot of personality from the directing standpoint in this film. This could have been anybody, it kind of felt like. And it's just this sheeny, bright, artificial looking film that doesn't really have a whole lot of visual personality. There are a few times there's some inspired shots, there's a phone conversation going on and the camera's slowly panning out outside to show a different season of the outdoors and stuff like that. And those are some interesting shots. There's a couple interesting shots when it's showing some stuff going on in Iraq. And in terms of this, it's the pacing. This is a 2-hour and 11-minute movie, and it definitely feels it. And what is so interesting about this, in general, most of this film is just about a romance between two people. And then you have this frame narrative that shows up 2/3 of the way through the movie to be hey, Jordan, their son, is this age. Dad's not around and left him a journal for him to read. And then he starts asking questions about what happened to his dad and stuff like that. And then most of the film is just here's the story playing out, and then they have to introduce this frame narrative, which feels kind of useless. And besides a very emotional sequence towards the end of the frame narrative, which I did really think hit, and I definitely got emotional during it. And one particular scene over in Iraq really got me emotional. So there's definitely that emotion in this film. It's just, it didn't really feel like this frame narrative was even necessary. And which is the whole thing, this is a journal for Jordan. And it's definitely overly sentimental. It's one of those kinds of things where it's this is cotton candy movie where everything's just smooth and sweet. And it's definitely melodramatic because one small thing happens, oh my god, I never want to speak to you again. And you have those kind of brash kind of reactions to relationship conflict. And then within a scene, it's all good, we're all fixed. And it's that kind of thing. And it never feels like this film really builds up serious tension. And it just keeps, whenever there's conflict, let's just move along as quickly as possible and get back to, there's love around here. And it never feels like it digs deep enough to some of the darker aspects of the story that it's bringing up. It just kind of floats along the surface. There's definitely some moments of really awkward dialogue. There's one particular interaction between Jordan and his mother, and this kid's just but Mom, why did we even fight this war? And it's delivered in that way. I feel bad, but Jalon, who plays Jordan, is not the strongest actor. And everything that he says really falls flat and stiff. And even Chante, who plays the mother in this film, and Dana, it's there's moments where she's really charismatic and she plays so well off of Michael B. Jordan and some of the other adult actors, but whenever she interacts with her son, it's really awkward. And I don't know if it's she's feeding off of what she's being provided with from an acting standpoint. Michael B. Jordan in this film is absolutely fantastic, and you can feel the charisma, you can feel the presence. He's even channeling a little bit of Denzel, I think, at points. There's definitely some mannerisms and some reactions, and I don't know if that maybe was directed that way. But Chante has some really great moments. And one particular one, she was just so charming. She makes this joke about wanting to see his city, and it made me laugh in the theater. And I don't know, There's definitely some awkward dialogue here. It's melodramatic. Michael B. Jordan's fantastic, and Chante Adams is really good most of the time. And when it really comes down to it, it's like mostly this is just a romance. And if you're not into like super romantic movies, like that's basically what this film is. And in the end, it's fine. This film's fine. I don't think it's anything special to write home about, but it tells a meaningful, true story. I just don't feel like it does a whole lot for the story except for like, here it is. And if you like it, you like it. If you don't like it, it is what it is. But those are my thoughts on A Journal for Jordan. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.